Hi guys, this is the figure 8 cast on. It's also sometimes called the diamond lace or the fishnet, and what I like about this cast on especially is if you're working a loom such as an S-shaped one that has a lot of pegs, this cast on will allow you to kind of work almost a peg at a time, so you won't get as overwhelmed as you would if you were E-wrapping and then going back to wrap and doing the E-wrap cast on. So first thing you need to do is your slip knot. Okay, and place that on your first peg. Now I'm going to hold that little tail out of the way. Now if you look, we have it coming off of this peg. So we're going to go around this peg, then back around that peg. And when you turn it, you'll see that you end up with 2 stitches on the first peg. So go ahead and knit that over. Now you may need to pull on your tail a little bit if you notice that the stitch goes on kind of loose. So again, what we're doing is when you're looking at it this way, you go where your yarn is coming off of. You see it's coming off of this peg, so we're going to skip this peg, the second one, go over to the third, wrap around it like that, come behind the first one that we skipped, around again, and like that, so that we end up with 2 stitches on the next peg that we need to cast on. And you're just going to continue that process for as many rows, as many pegs as you need if you're doing a flat panel, and then you would connect it together and around if you were doing it just by doing that last peg. But see, we're coming off of this peg now, so we're going to skip that peg, come over to this one, wrap around it, go behind the other in front of it, and like that. And then again, we have our next peg to knit over. So that's what this figure 8 stitch is kind of working for. It's a way to work each peg individually as you work your way on the project. And like I said, with an S-shaped loom having so many pegs, this might be a great cast on to use in place of the E-wrap knit because of the fact that it is working 1 peg at a time, which would help you on that kind of loom. Now again, it also will create a little bit different edge when you're all done, and I'm going to go down a few more pegs across, and then I'll do a few simple rows of E-wrap just so you can see this cast on at the end. As you can see, this is the cast on after I got down a little further using I just did E-wrap, so nothing too special. But as you can see, it just gives you a little bit different kind of edge than a normal E-wrap does, and it still makes the project look pretty cool, and just like I said, just a little different edge. And again, with working 1 peg at a time, it's a little easier to do than some of the other cast-ons, if you're especially working with a longer loom.